Just when I thought I was out, they pull me back in. And not in a good way. As much as I hate the term cook and how it's used in modern society, Don Mancini should never be allowed to cook again after the Chucky TV series debacle. Based on a recent tweet, however, Mancini appears to be cooking up something, and it already smells like shit. Let's discuss.
I watch so you don't have to.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
About a month ago, news broke that the Sci-Fi and USA networks did the right thing and canceled the Chucky TV series before it could do any more damage to this franchise's already useless reputation. As an old-school Chucky fan, this cancellation served as a glimmer of hope that not only would we no longer be subjected to one of the worst things on television, but also was it possible that this show being canceled could mean that the franchise would go through a bit of a course correction.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
And maybe, just maybe, we could get back to the superior Child's Play 1 and 2 vibes that made this character famous. There were rumors just last week about the franchise returning with a new movie that would disregard the events and characters of the Chucky TV series. A creative decision that would not only be welcomed, but praised by many. But unfortunately, Don Mancini himself has seemingly put those rumors to bed. What did I say in my previous video on this subject? Chucky will never be safe as long as Don Mancini is in control. And now it appears that I was right.
He's out of line, but he's right.
Don said via an X post that, quote, "The Chucky franchise has always prioritized story continuity across different media. For decades, you will see your favorite characters again." Basically confirming that characters from the TV series will in fact return in the new movie. Now, whether or not he is referring to characters like Chucky and Tiffany, or characters like the unholy trio of Jake, Lexi, and Devin remains to be seen. But if I know Don Mancini, and I think I do, he will not hesitate to double down on his stupidity. And he has every intention of bringing back these characters that quite literally nobody asked for. If you really thought that he was going to get rid of his self-insert characters and create new characters for Chucky to do battle with, then you don't know the man very well. Listen, I hate nothing more than the current lazy horror trend of making legacy sequels that ignore certain films in the franchise. Mostly because it typically results in them creating something that's even worse. I'm looking at you, David Gordon Green's Halloween trilogy.
It was purely and simply evil.
But Chucky is the one franchise that I would actually welcome that approach. When you consider the vast shift in quality and tone going from the Child's Play films to the Chucky films, it's very easy for me to come to the conclusion that I would welcome a potential Child's Play 4 with open arms. Imagine a situation where Chucky returns to stalk the children of a now grown-up Andy. The movie writes itself. Plus, you could take the character back to his horror roots and get him away from all of the goofy shit that this series only reinforced. Historically, when you rename an entire franchise to the name of the character, something similar to Jason X or the Chucky movies, the results have always been pretty much what you expect, an abomination of the character and what came before. That, my friends, is when your franchise becomes nothing more than a gimmick, and the results are almost never good.
That's right, it stinks!
Note to self, if Hollywood ever makes a film called Michael Myers, or Freddy, or Ghostface, run for the f***ing hills. Once again, I must reiterate that this cancellation was an opportunity to right some wrongs. It was an opportunity for Don Mancini to look himself in the mirror and figure out why this show didn't connect with enough people to not get canceled. I mean, clearly he left it on a cliffhanger at the end of season 3, so he had every intention of continuing. But are people really clamoring to see whether or not Jake, Lexi, and Devin get out of the situation they were in at the end of season 3? Maybe some people, but a majority of us do not give a shit because they never really gave us a reason to give a shit. These characters could literally spend the rest of their fictional lives off-screen, trapped inside of marionette puppets, and the franchise would be better off for it.
It's true.
But we all know that Don's ego was never going to allow that to happen, and he was never going to allow the old Chucky to return. Because in his mind, the old Chucky is dead, replaced by this parody version that he is trying to pass off as great continuity. Nobody in their right mind would watch Child's Play 1 and then watch the Chucky TV series and think that those two stories take place in the same universe. They are tonally different, they are aesthetically different, the characters are inconsistent. I could argue that they aren't even in the same genre. The Child's Play movies are horror films with a touch of dark humor. The Chucky TV series was a really bad, unfunny cringe comedy, with only a passing resemblance to something horror related. It's teen drama bullshit with Chucky running around making a mockery of himself. They are literally not the same, and I'm tired of people suggesting otherwise.
Not up in here! Not up in here!
Unless a miracle happens, it looks like we are heading towards more cringe and more character assassination. Only this time, it's all going to take place on the big screen, apparently. Lucky us. I don't know about anybody else, but this whole video sounds like a lot of cope to me. You thought you won, but Queen Mancini is not going down without a fight. Chucky belongs to the new generation now. Nobody cares about your boring, sauceless, boomer horror movies anymore. Long live Chucky, long live Jake, long live Lexi, and long live Devin. The legacy of the Chucky TV series lives on, and there's nothing you man-babies can do about it. You'll never escape us.
Y'all be cool. Right on.